Bienvenidos a Polidiusa. Antes de comenzar, recuerda suscribirte y dejar tu like para no perderte de ninguna de nuestras noticias. Y en la historia de hoy, Donald Trump vuelve a hacer lo que mejor sabe hacer, huir de sus propios escándalos. Ni el cierre de gobierno, ni la crisis económica, ni mucho menos el caso Jeffrey Epstein. Trump se niega a asumir la responsabilidad por absolutamente nada. Mientras el país se enfrenta a uno de los cierres más costosos de los últimos años, la Casa Blanca se desmorona internamente, y lo único que Trump sabe hacer es buscar culpables. Biden, los demócratas, los medios, cualquiera menos él. Pero lo que él más teme y lo que intenta tapar desesperadamente es su vínculo con Jeffrey Epstein. Y los nuevos documentos y acciones del gobierno están dejando claro que el miedo en su círculo se vuelve más grande. Y antes de entrar a los detalles más recientes del escándalo de Epstein, repasemos cómo comenzó todo este intento de distracción mediática.
But what do you think it's going to take to get the job done? Are Democrats going to have to blink or Republicans?
Well, it doesn't seem like much of a give and take right now. The only thing that Donald Trump seems willing to give is his Trump 2028 hat out to Chuck Schumer and, of course, Hakeem Jeffries, who it doesn't really seem if he knows who that is at this point. Trump, to me, is kind of this dementia-addled, like really nursing home patient in the White House right now. He's leaning on Vaught. He's leaning on Stephen Miller because he doesn't want to get the job done. What Trump wants to do is take this as an opportunity, in my opinion, to go out and golf, to, I guess, maybe remodel some more parts of the White House. He just doesn't seem interested in negotiating. He's taking pleasure in what Russ Vaught said would be the traumatizing of federal workers. Like that was their goal coming into this administration. And so it seems like that's all they want to do. And I don't know how that gets any Democrat who actually cares about people who are going to see their premiums double, triple, come to the table. And why would you? It's an administration that doesn't want to engage.
Así es, Trump ya ni siquiera gobierna. Apenas posa para la foto mientras otros manejan el país por él. Y mientras tanto, evita cualquier aparición pública o entrevista que pueda ponerlo contra las cuerdas. Incluso dentro de su propio equipo hay quienes admiten que no saben dónde está ni lo que él hace realmente.
Caroline, Hakeem Jeffries has said that President Trump is in the Presidential Witness Protection Program since the shutdown has begun. What's the White House's reaction to that?
That's just more ridiculous fodder from Hakeem Jeffries. As you all know, because you're here every day, the president is literally working around the clock right now. I think he has a swearing-in ceremony, or he already did. He has several meetings on the books today. He literally works 24/7. Anyone who works in this place or covers this place, as you all do, knows that to be true. And Hakeem Jeffries and the Senate Democrats should get back to work in a few minutes and vote to reopen the government. Emily.
Donald Trump no quiere hablar del cierre de gobierno, no quiere hablar de la economía, solo quiere culpar a Joe Biden y sobre todo no quiere hablar de Jeffrey Epstein. El cierre de gobierno se ha convertido en su nueva cortina de humo, una forma de distraer la prensa mientras prepara despidos masivos de empleados públicos y borrar rastros incómodos. Pero hay algo que él no pudo borrar, la estatua de Trump y Epstein que reaparecieron en el National Mall. Y sí, escuchaste bien, una instalación artística titulada Mejores Amigos por Siempre, que muestra a Trump y Epstein tomados de la mano, sonriendo, con una placa que dice en honor a la amistad y la conexión que nunca envejece. Estas figuras habían sido retiradas hace unos días por órdenes del gobierno, pero reaparecieron este jueves, justo en medio del cierre, como un recordatorio público de lo que Trump quiere enterrar. El Departamento de Interior intentó restarle importancia, diciendo que los liberales pueden gastar su dinero como quieran. Y la Casa Blanca repitió la vieja excusa. Trump echó a Epstein de su club por ser un tipo desagradable. Pero eso nadie lo cree. No se trata de gastar dinero en estatuas. Se trata de recordarle al país que Trump no ha sido transparente y que las promesas de revelar los archivos Epstein siguen sin cumplirse. Y como si fuera poco, su propio gabinete no puede dejar de hablar del tema. Hace poco, el empresario Howard Lutnick, ligado al entorno de Trump, hizo comentarios explosivos sobre Epstein, que desataron realmente una tormenta gigante en la Casa Blanca.
Today by Donald Trump's own pick to be the country's commerce secretary, a man named Howard Lutnick. Howard is facing mounting calls to testify today before the House Oversight Committee in the Epstein investigation after he made these bombshell remarks.
Why is there now such a dearth of information when, Donald Trump's people are running the FBI and the DOJ?
I assume way back when they traded those videos in exchange for him getting that 18-month sentence, which allowed him to have visits and be out of jail. I mean, he's a serial sex offender. How could he get 18 months and be able to go to his office during the day and have visitors and stuff? It must have been a trade. So my assumption, I have no knowledge, but my assumption is there was a trade for the videos because there were people on those videos.
What? Quote, how did he get 18 months? He's a convicted sex offender. On that, I'm with Lutnick. Joining us now, Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas. She serves on the House Oversight Committee, which is investigating the Epstein case. Mara and Basil are still here. Congresswoman, you want to talk to Howard Lutnick too?
Absolutely. Listen, I mean, he said, I don't know, but one thing is clear. He knew enough to know that he did not want to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein and that he was his neighbor. He talked about the fact that he was into some questionable things. So I'm sure he's seen people come and go, and he seems pretty confident that there were videos of this. So I would absolutely love to kind of dig in a little bit more and at least get a list of names to work from and start to kind of build backwards and do the work that Alex Acosta and that DOJ failed to do.
Well, he says in that interview that they, quote, shared a wall. I don't know what billionaires have for home alarms, but like a Ring camera would have probably picked up some images. I mean, do you want to see his surveillance footage if he has any?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if he still has it, for sure. We know that that was actually one of the things that Alex claimed was problematic for him, that they did not get the video footage that Epstein had as relates to that Florida case where he ended up getting the 18 months. So anyone in fact, let me make a plea right now. If you have video footage of anything that was going on at the Epstein home, whether it's Florida or New York or anywhere else, please feel free to contact the House Democrats on oversight, and we will do everything that we can to make sure that the truth starts to come out.
You know what I thought listening to that interview? I listened to the whole thing, time I'll never get back. But he talks about taking his wife over to Epstein's house. He describes him as, quote, gross. And he describes a tour that Epstein gave him of his fancy house, which was, I think he said, quote, so wide. And they go from the living room, and he thinks that the double doors are opening into a dining room, because I guess that's what all the house's floor plan is. I don't know. And it's a room with a massage table in the middle. It seems to me that if one of your peers, instead of a dining room, has a room with a massage table, and don't you think they talk amongst themselves? And this is something I've picked up from all the victims. I mean, the victims have suffered because they were siloed in their shame and in their trauma. But the people who knew about Epstein, they were never shamed and isolated. They all hung out together. I mean, does Lutnick give you more names of people that hung out and maybe also went on the tour and saw the massage table?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I do think that he has names. I mean, the fact that he felt like that there was video footage, and he obviously felt like it was video footage of people that were important enough that he would end up with a sweetheart deal. I mean, your everyday Joe walking in and being caught on video doing something nefarious doesn't necessarily equate to something that I've never seen as a practicing lawyer. I mean, the amount of allegations that they had against him at that time, and then for him to get that little amount of time, in addition to, as he already laid out, he had privileges that afforded him an opportunity to continue to commit crimes, and everyone looked the other way. I mean, this was like the nightmare that would not end. And even now that Epstein is gone, it's still a nightmare, because you have people like the president of the United States saying, oh, no, this is nothing more than a Democratic hoax, and consistently, really invalidating what these victims / survivors experienced.
Congresswoman, I wonder if it's enough to bring Acosta back, that Donald Trump's own Secretary of Commerce believes that I just want to get his quote right, that they traded those videos. How else could you get 18 months? He was a convicted sex offender.
Yeah, Alex Acosta, as far as I'm concerned, he probably walked as fine a line as he could, but I did not feel like he was completely truthful. Obviously, we did a transcribed interview. I would love to get him in a deposition setting instead. And I really want to dig in on a number of things that I was asking him about. He basically hid behind the fact that he was the U.S. attorney for that area. And so, as we know, anyone that sits that high is not necessarily into all of the specific details of any given case. But this was a high profile case, so he was briefed on it. I want to talk to the other people that were on that team, the people that he said flew in from D.C. and sat down and had roundtable conversations about them. I want to see how many of his statements align with theirs. The only thing that we know is for sure there was a line prosecutor, someone who actually was looking at all the evidence and was doing everything that she could to make it clear that this is somebody that needed to be prosecuted. She had drafted a 53-page indictment, and they decided, nope, never mind, we're not going to go forward with that. Instead, we're going to kick this back down to the state, and we're just going to non-prosecute this case on the federal level. But we're not going to be open, honest, and transparent with the victims as the law requires, because what we're going to do is work around.
Donald Trump puede intentar silenciar los medios, censurar a artistas y distraer con falsas crisis, pero él no puede controlar la verdad. Ni su equipo, ni los documentos sellados, ni las estatuas desaparecidas lo salvarán de su pasado. Y aquí, en Polidiusa, vamos a seguir hablando de esto todos los días, porque la transparencia no es opcional, y el poder no debería proteger a los corruptos. Y bueno, muchas gracias por acompañarnos hasta el final del video. No olviden suscribirse y dejar su like, para seguir atento a más noticias aquí en Polidiusa. Nos vemos en el próximo video.